Hello, Clement29 here, and if you haven't already heard, Marvel revealed that the Captain America isn't really a Nazi. It was mind control. I was really waiting for this to happen. After all their insistence, no, this is the real Captain America. No, he's really been a Nazi the whole time. You guys just need to see this. His memories were altered. Yeah, backpedaling at its finest. And a lot of people want to defend this, like, well, you should have expected this. Of course it wasn't really going to happen. Yeah. You see, here's the problem. We all knew that this wasn't going to last. Can't remember if I said that, but I have said that, at least since I've recorded my video. This wasn't going to last. And it didn't even last one issue. Oh my gosh. Marvel really screwed up on this. I mean, even if they were going to do something stupid like making Cap a Nazi. I mean, a Nazi, just a bad guy, okay, a Nazi, it's crossing the line. It really shouldn't be crossed. But if they really wanted to do something like this, the way they handled it was the worst way possible. They constantly were assuring us that no, there's nothing stranger. This isn't a clone, it's not a robot, it's not, he hasn't been mind controlled, this is the real Steve Rogers, he is really a Nazi. And, his memory, it's not mind control, it's memory alteration. Really? Really, guys? If they had approached this in a different way, instead of being the biggest douche nozzles possible, and that, I think his name is Nick Spencer, the guy who's writing it, it wasn't being the absolute biggest douchebag possible, and they had just said, reassure you, this isn't what it seems, but you'll have to read our next issue to find out. People would have probably felt better about this. But no, they basically like, no, Cap is really a Nazi. If you don't believe it, you're an idiot. And basically bashed anyone who had any dissenting opinions. Yeah, you kind of lost us there. So yeah, it probably won't be too long before we hit the status quo again, and Cap is Cap, or at least as much as Marvel will let him. One of the problems that I have with a lot of people saying, well, this is just comics, of course Steve would never be a Nazi. Well, yeah, here's the problem. I don't trust these writers, especially with the way Nick Spencer was acting. I don't trust them to write these people in character. Steve Rogers has picked up Mulholland, so he's a good guy. So obviously someone like that isn't going to be a Nazi. But are we really going to trust these people at Marvel to remember that? Do you even know that happened? No, I don't. I really don't. I don't trust Marvel. I don't trust DC. I don't trust them to do justice to any of these characters that I like, or any of these characters that I don't like. To any of these characters, period. I don't expect them to do any justice. This was necessary. This was them coming out and trying to save face, and trying to win everyone back after pissing everyone off. Oh, wow. I can't wait to see how this series bombs, because even with their backpedaling, there's no way they're going to win back trust. I mean, even the people, I've always been, heavily criticizing of the comic people, heavily criticizing Marvel and DC for the crap they've spewed out over the years. But even the people who don't normally criticize them, criticize Marvel for this. And that tells you how bad you are. Even the social justice warriors and the anti-social justice warriors both agreed this was stupid. And then there was a third group going, yeah, it won't last. Which it didn't. I mean, you have people who are opposing, political ideologies all agreeing that this was stupid as hell. Maybe for different reasons. A lot of people brought up the fact that the creators were Jewish. I said before that that's not really the biggest issue, but, I mean, it's still worth bringing up. But the thing is, this was always never going to last, but the fact that they would even think of doing this, they would think this is a good idea, and then make fun of us for not liking it, that was really the core of the issue here. Excuse me. A complete and utter disrespect for the fans and disrespect for the legacy of Captain America by insisting, yeah, he's been evil this whole time. Psych! It was a poorly handled reveal, with a poorly handled PR, with a really, really hasty justification. I'm glad this is going to be gone. I mean, I'm sure it's still going to end up being stupid in its own way. All these comics generally are. But at least we can say, at least at some point, we can, once they finish this stupid storyline, we can finally say goodbye to Hydra Cap. Hashtag say no to Hydra Cap, right?